Welcome to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm John. We're a couple of overweight barbecue enthusiasts trying to share our love for sweet and smoky food with the world.
Thanks for hanging out with us as we talk about life, share recipes, successes, and failures that have all led to our love of cooking outdoors. But then if I do that, actually that's a lot better. I feel a lot less. Before I was just like leaning back and it felt like I was just bearing all for the camera, you know.
I'm just willing to give it out there.
Sure. As well you should be.
But on the last episode, I was a little quiet, so I was trying to pull my mic a little bit closer today.
Uh-huh.
And the way the cord comes off the mic, it's running into my gut.
Nice.
That's
nice.
Fat guy problems. It's a delicate balance of do I show my face? Not that anyone wants to see it. Looking at you. But, you know, it's
I get it, man. Trust me.
These are the things we struggle with, folks.
Listen, it's a problem, and somebody needs to call the congressmen and the senators and get it fixed.
Like they're gonna get anything done.
Yeah, that's true.
No, what we do need though is, I'm gonna put it out there again. We need a social media manager who also knows about shooting video that can take us to the next level. Although we don't have them set up today. I did a bunch of research.
Oh yeah, for different camera angles and stuff. You were saying.
Yeah, with the software. Anyways, I'm excited to try that one of these days.
Cool.
So we'll add a little spice, a little different angles.
Absolutely.
We gotta get the studio finished. I'm hoping to get some work done today.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. All day, son.
All day.
All day. What's been going on, John?
Dude, work's been going on. I haven't cooked anything this week.
That's what I was just trying to think of. The last time I cooked something was the competition. I've been so busy with trying to finish up some classes and working. I haven't had any time. And this week, Damon starts football, of which I am coaching. So my whole life is gone, basically. I mean, I love it. It's so fun. It's a good experience.
Hey man, football's awesome. You can learn a lot if you've got the right people involved, and you being involved gives me hope for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got hopes for this weekend though. One, I want to pull my barrel back out and do another pork shoulder.
Nice.
Mostly so I can watch temperatures and
see how it
convince myself that I can cook in it.
Sure.
Because I'm still mad about girls' camp.
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of videos for pork belly burnt ends that are giving me a craving.
Have you done those before?
I have.
I thought you had. I've never done them before. They look phenomenal.
They're super easy. They're really good.
Do you smoke them?
Mm-hmm.
And you just in the sauce as they smoke, or do you just smoke them like you would normal?
Yeah, so you...
And then sauce them later? Or do you not sauce them?
No, you do sauce them, but you start dry, so you cut them into cubes, season them,
okay,
put them out on the smoker, get them up to like kind of the stall 160-ish, and then you put them in a pan with barbecue sauce, butter, brown sugar, all that stuff, and finish them in the sauce. At least I think that's the way I did it last time. It's been a while. I'd have to go look a couple of recipes up.
I have never had them, but they look like candy when you're done. Like just delicious. I mean, I just picture a glob of delicious bacon.
Pretty
basically.
much, yeah. Yep.
What does one spend on a pork belly?
I feel like most of the time, like So Sam's Club will sell like half pork bellies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Costco only ever sells a full
one.
one. The full ones I think are like 40, 50
Oh, gross.
ish.
Okay.
But the halves are, you can get them 15, $20, which,
It's reasonable for a experiment cook.
yeah.
Sure.
But I am tempted to go buy one of the big ones. Have you seen the pork belly cinnamon rolls?
Yes. I have seen those.
So I'm tempted to go get a big one and half of it make cinnamon rolls and half of it make burnt ends.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, they basically just roll the pork belly like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Right?
Make a pinwheel. Put a little brown sugar, a little cinnamon on it. I think the cinnamon's the one that's like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
Do you eat like bacon with maple syrup?
Yes.
I hate it when they touch. So I don't know if I'd love the sweetness of.
So let me clarify. I do not dip my bacon in maple syrup.
Gotcha.
But I have candied bacon with maple syrup.
Oh. I don't think I've ever had that.
You cook your bacon, like paint maple syrup on it.
Uh-huh.
And not the cheap knockoff $3 for a big bottle. The like true maple syrup.
The good stuff. Huh?
Paint that on your bacon, put it out on the smoker, sprinkle a little brown sugar on it, and let it cook up.
I've never done that. I don't know if I'd like it. I get stressed out when my bacon touches my syrup.
I mean, when it gets all like crunchy and caramelized and like it's like maple candy.
And I think a lot of bacon is smoked with maple. Maple smoked bacon. That seems like something I've heard. So it's probably pretty similar flavors. Interesting. Well,
yeah.
Now that we're hungry,
I know.
What's our shout out this week, John?
Our shout out is Cooking with Carl.
Cooking with Carl.
Triple R in the Carl.
Carl.
Yeah, we turned my volume down here on my phone a little bit.
I thought it was mine for a second.
Nope, it was all me.
Yeah, we recently discovered Carl. He's got, as far as his arsenal, I can see a flat top and a Weber, and I think that's all I've seen him use. You seen anything else?
I haven't, as I've been going through his stuff, but
I mean, this is a recent find, but
I mean, it looks like he's got one of the big Webers.
Yeah,
which kind of makes me jealous.
Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, and his flat top is the Weber. It looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a Weber guy for sure.
Gotcha.
Which, hey, I support that.
Absolutely, I have no hate for Weber.
I'm a big fan of Weber. Yeah, there's some things that you spend money on, and it's like, you're really just kind of spending money to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that way about Weber.
I've been pretty impressed. I've only owned one Weber product, but it's my favorite. So, holy cow, he's got some good burgers and stuff. I guess we should probably talk to our audience instead of just salivate over his pictures.
Yeah.
But Carl does. I mean, we never saw a picture of him, did we?
So I think Carl might actually be the dog.
What?
Yeah, he's got a.
Interesting.
Yeah, if I pick that out from the highlight reel, the dog's name might be Carl.
Okay.
What our chef's name is, I don't know, but
well,
homeboy's getting it done. Go check out Cooking with Carl.
Cooking with Carl, 3 R's on Instagram. You will not be disappointed. I have not seen anything that I'm like, I don't know if I want to make that. It all looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and he does a good mix of stuff. I mean, we got Mexican here, we got surf and turf.
Mm-hmm.
These are waffles.
Looks like some like restaurant recreations. Like he's got some Arby's beef and cheddars that he's made. Holy cow.
And he's got jalapenos. Man, I'm a sucker for fresh jalapenos lately.
I love jalapenos. I can do all kinds of things with them.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed. Life just got crazy. Our garden didn't get put in as much as it normally did this year, and I don't know that the jalapenos got planted.
Oh, bummer. Bummer.
This is me, Carl, old boy. Yep, Carl is the dog.
Mm. All right. Well, Carl, you do a great job, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell what type of dog he is. Can't quite tell. Anyways, yeah, but Weber.
Yeah.
Early on, grew up with we had like charbroils and like whatever.
That's all we ever had.
And I think my grandpa had a Weber, like a Weber gas grill.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad bought one. And that same gas grill is still cooking.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Does he like cover it and wipe it with a diaper every time he uses it and stuff?
No, I mean, like, we tried to keep it covered, but like everybody, we forget to put the cover on after dinner, and it would pour rain.
And it's still rolling, huh?
Yeah.
I always get the cheap ones, and then within a couple of years, they're so rusted, which probably says more about me as a grill owner than anything else. But
oh man, we actually, when I bought my first house, my dad, the grill had been in storage. He pulled it out of storage, took it apart, shipped it across the country to me.
Oh, wow.
I put it back together and it fired right up.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So it's and like my Weber kettle, that's the definition of an abused grill. Like,
yeah,
it sat for years without a cover in the sun, in the snow, and and that's great.
That's mine. It's awesome.
So
very durable. So shout out to Weber and Cooking with Carl. We didn't really review the Weber flat top when we were talking about flat tops, did we?
I didn't even know Weber had a flat top when we were doing the review. It must be pretty recent
because it didn't come up on any of the searches as I was researching. So
yeah, and I don't think I've seen one in person either.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
I've seen all the others.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Cooking with Daryl swapped out his Blackstone for a Weber recently.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, what are we talking about today, John?
Movies.
We're going to talk about movies today. Namely, barbecue scenes in movies. So we have each, unbeknownst to each other, come up with our top 5 barbecue scenes in movies. And criteria was pretty vague.
I was just gonna say, oh man, this could get interesting.
I hope people aren't like, ooh, recipes or no. There was a grill in the scene, basically, is what I've got. So I was thinking, why don't we start off? Do you have them like ranked?
I don't. I could rank them pretty quick.
Rank them quick, and we'll go lowest to highest, and we'll just switch off every other. How do you feel about that?
Lowest to highest, okay.
Or would you rather just shout them out?
No, we can go lowest to highest.
Okay. Let's do it. So while you're doing that, I'm going to do my lowest.
Okay.
So, shoot, now I got to pull it up because I forgot. There it is. So my number 5 is Dennis the Menace.
Ooh.
Have you seen Dennis the Menace?
I have.
Classic of my childhood.
Your fire's getting puny.
Mr. Wilson is cooking burgers on his, I think it's a Weber, I don't know, some kind of a kettle. And and Dennis, through some crazy mix of events, like a huge paint glob lands on the grill, and that's what Mr. Wilson ends up grilling. That was my number 5. Took me back. Yeah. Tastes like paint.
The other scene from Dennis the Menace that involves food and cooking. The flaming marshmallow.
Yes.
Right against the crook's head.
We have that talk with our scouts every time we're cooking marshmallows, and our kids. Remember Dennis the Menace? You got to be careful. You can't just fling it.
We had a Dennis the Menace almost incident at girls' camp.
We did. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Classic.
All right. My number 5 is Beethoven.
Oh, go on.
Where
I haven't even thought about Beethoven for years.
I
This is going to be super nostalgic. I'm excited.
full transparency, I pulled Haley in on the list.
Oh, sure.
But they're having a backyard barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
I think the boss is over, maybe.
That seems right. Yeah, they're doing a pitch or something.
Beethoven gets hooked up with the barbecue, and that kettle is getting drugged all over town as he's running all over the place.
That's right.
So, Beethoven's my number 5, down at the bottom.
I like Beethoven.
Good movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. That was the other thing. I was like, last night, I was like, man, I'm going to have to watch all these
That's
movies
what
again.
I mean, we kind of came up with this idea last night, and I've been kind of Googling. Some of these you can't find streaming anywhere, which is the only way to watch movies now. So I had to like call my sister and be like, "Do you remember this show? Fill me in on the details." But okay, number 4 for me, the first Fast and the Furious movie. That's as far as, I mean, I think I've seen up to number 3. What are they on? Like number 15 now?
Yeah.
But they're all together, and
Barbecue's a huge part of the like culture of that family.
yeah, they all get together. Everybody eats, I think, is something that they say, and they all just get together, and that's kind of when they bring in Brian, and they become friends. And anyway, that's one of the ones that I thought of.
That was my number 4 too.
I was gonna say you seemed a little bummed when I said that, but
That's okay. I had alternates.
oh, good, go.
But Fast and Furious, and while it's a cheesy series, and the further you get, like the more absurd it gets.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It is just kind of like a guilty pleasure. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
gonna lie.
absolutely.
I've seen them all, love them all.
Yeah.
They're great.
I have no hate for him. I probably watched that first one 1,000 times. Like I was a big fan.
Yeah, yeah. When he pulls up next to the Ferrari and
Mm-hmm.
Vin Diesel looks over and says, "Waste him."
Waste him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Alternate number 1, and this is I don't know that it really qualifies, but I'm gonna go with it anyways.
Okay.
The Lion King.
Interesting. Go on.
Simba has been out crossing the desert, and Timon and Pumbaa find him, and shortly thereafter they take him to the grub log,
That's right.
and they're all picking their grubs. And while it's not a barbecue scene, I feel like it embodies the fat guys with smokers,
Absolutely.
crunchy yet satisfying.
Yeah, it's satisfying. That's true. That's a great scene. It's where they all come together. He realizes he's going to be okay,
And there's food.
yeah. Well done, John.
It always reminds me of when I served my mission in Peru.
Mm-hmm.
We ate some weird things.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was, and this wasn't like an everyday thing, but it was not hard to find either, were grubs that had
Really?
been barbecued.
And they grill them, huh?
Oh my gosh, man!
Really?
Yeah.
Are they tasty, or do you just hate your life the whole time you're eating
It
them?
the one that stands out the most were they're guaje grubs. Guaje, it's almost like a big palm tree, but it's this like really popular fruit down there.
Okay.
But they've got these big fatty grubs that they grill, and the body of them is like a piece of pork belly,
Really?
like chewy and salty and delicious, and the head ends up after it's been grilled and cooked
Uh-huh.
is crunchy like a corn nut,
Really? Oh.
and they are delicious.
Really? And
Oh,
you
man.
liked them?
Love
First
them.
time you ate them, were you nervous? Or were you
I
just like,
was-
this might as well happen?
I mean, the bravado I have in the video of me eating one for the first time, like very confident.
Uh-huh.
Inside, I was terrified.
You were screaming. Huh?
It was like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
Huh.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Lion King is my number 4 now.
All right, let's run it by the committee to make sure that it qualifies. Committee?
Committee qualifies.
Yep, they're on board. Okay,
Nice.
sweet. All right, what are we on? Number 3 then?
Number 3.
Gone in 60 Seconds. Have you ever seen it with Nicolas Cage? I think it's a remake, but I'm talking about the one in like 2000 or 2001.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage, Angelina Jolie.
Yep. Classic. End of great show if you haven't seen it. I watched it a year ago, I think. Still holds up. Still quite enjoyed it. But at the end, they are just having a barbecue. I mean, the bad guy's been defeated. They've been able to do all the stuff they were trying to do. And they are doing a barbecue on a car. Like, they open the hood.
That's right.
And there's all the food.
Yeah, it's like a Cadillac Eldorado.
Yep. And even as, like, a 12-year-old kid, I was like, I want that. Like, I want one of those. It's still on my bucket list one day. I'm going to build me just a little, I don't know, half a car or something and just make it a grill. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. I'm not sure Haley will let me.
Oh, yeah. There's no way Whitney's going to let
She's
it happen,
dying
but
the fact that there's a propane tank
she's
in our
not loving
driveway.
it, huh?
She's like, we look like rednecks. I was like, how do we look like rednecks? The pile of kayaks, the camping trailer.
Just steer into it, man. Just embrace it.
Right? That's
Heck yeah.
I am who I am.
Mm-hmm. Respect.
That's a great movie. It's
It
a
is
great car movie too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
there's
dude.
some fantastic.
Oh, beautiful
scenes in there.
cars. I mean, again, I'm not a huge car guy. It never was. But when I saw that movie and I saw Eleanor, the 67 Shelby GT, I was like, oh my gosh. I think I like cars. Like, I was way into it.
It's
so.
truth that after that movie came out, there were a lot of people that were like, "Oh, I'm a car person."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a great movie.
Segway. Or
Go.
Not segue. Tangent.
Love it.
You could have any car. What car would you have?
It's a tie.
Okay.
Both from the same time period ish, 1970s, 80s. Either a square body Chevy truck or a Ford Highboy,
Nice.
like F.
Mm-hmm. F-100.
Yeah, I had one of those growing up. It wasn't a Highboy, but it was a 1973, I think, F-100. And I was way into it, and then we ended up just getting rid of it because we didn't have any room for it, and it was getting old. But I wish that I had it because I'd love to just have it on the side of the house, just be working on it occasionally when I have time and money and stuff. Of course, it would probably just sit there forever, but anyway. You?
There's a long list of cars I'd love to have.
Sure.
Truck-wise, I would love to have like a 70 or a 71 Bronco.
Heck yeah.
Sally down the street has one.
Yeah.
And every time she fires it up, it just like, I would love that. Love that one. I'm a big fan of Corvettes.
I like Corvettes.
Yeah, I learned how to drive stick in a Corvette, so it's
Oh, right on.
yeah, always had a special place in my heart. And I don't know if I'd want a mid-engine like the latest style, but one rev before that, the Stingray came in this yellow color that I think it was called limoncello, but it like had a soft glow to it that like it looked like lemon meringue pie. Like you just wanted to like put your hand into the paint. That was pretty cool.
Interesting.
But I'd also be a little worried about having a sports car in Utah.
Yeah.
There's some pretty big dips
Indeed.
for runoff around here that I'd be worried about.
Yeah. It'd be a. Plus, the winters probably wouldn't be super kind to them.
Well, that's why you got a garage.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But old sports car, probably, I don't know, either a Camaro or a Chevelle.
Yeah. I like it. You got me thinking, since you said Bronco, have you ever seen an International Scout?
Uh-huh.
I love those.
Yeah,
There's
they're
one of
super
those
cool.
over by where I always drive kids doing driver's ed. And I mean, it's beat up. You can tell they use it for what it was made for. Like, it's beat up and dense and everything, but it looks awesome. I want one way bad.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's one over by Maverick.
Oh,
That's
really?
got a snowplow on the front of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right next to Maverick.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Where
Number 3.
Where are we?
No,
Yeah, you're number 3.
My number
That's
3.
right.
This is a Will Ferrell movie.
Oh, look at you.
I know,
expanding
right?
your horizons.
Inappropriate Will Ferrell movie.
Is there any other kind?
Old School.
Mm.
Which is a highly inappropriate movie. I can't recommend anyone watch it.
You recommended it to me a few months ago.
I showed you one scene and you almost cried.
It was pretty
You were
funny.
laughing.
It was pretty funny.
That's the whole movie, by the way. Like, all of the scenes are that way.
They're just funny.
But in one of them, they go to their buddy's kid's birthday party and they're grilling and doing all this stuff. So that's my qualifier.
Okay.
But they bring in animals like a petting zoo,
Mm-hmm.
and the keeper's like showing him his tranquilizer dart gun, and Will Ferrell shoots himself in the neck with a trank gun, and everyone's like, dude. And it shows it like from Will Ferrell's perspective, like how the whole world just like
Doesn't he fall in the pool?
After
he gets shot or something?
Remember. He like shoots himself in the neck, and I'm trying to remember what the name of the guy is that plays the animal keeper. He's just like, that was awful. So
I've seen that. It's been a long, long time though.
yeah, but there are several grilling scenes in that. The whole premise is these grown men start a fraternity on a college campus just so they have somewhere to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, there's a lot of barbecuing that happens.
Nice.
I don't know if we could get away with that here.
No, I don't think I'd want to hang out with college kids that want to come over and party.
No, it was for everyone. They had old people.
Oh, that's true. Could
Yeah.
be delicious.
So,
Number 2. Have you ever seen fried green tomatoes?
I haven't for probably 20 years.
I was going to say, I think it's been 20 years since I've seen it. But when we said barbecue scenes in movies, this is one of the first ones that came to mind. And I was fuzzy on the details. I've been trying to research it like all night. I had to call my sister this morning and be like, wait a second. But there's a scene in there. If you haven't seen, and honestly, again, I haven't seen it for 20 years, so I don't know that I want to recommend it until I watch it as an adult. Have you ever watched movies you watched as a kid and been like, Mom and Dad, why'd you let us watch this? Like, all the underlying themes and stuff that you don't pick up on as a kid.
I watched Doc Hollywood, which there's some good food in that movie.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that. Doc Hollywood?
Doc Hollywood, Michael J. Fox.
Huh.
Anyways, my parents skipped a particular scene. Like, it's PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
But they skipped a scene unbeknownst to me for like 20 years. I watched it, like turned it on with my family. It was like, whoa! There's a scene of full frontal nudity.
Oh, wow.
That I had no idea existed in that movie.
Dude, some of those shows from our childhood will just sneak that in there, like PG-13. Suddenly it's like, oh, okay. Anyway, so fried green tomatoes. I'm fuzzy on a lot of the plot lines and stuff. I know we really enjoyed it when we were kids. Like, I feel like we used to rent it multiple times a year. But there is one scene where basically one of the lady's husbands is abusive. She runs away from him. He comes back and they end up, like, her friends end up kind of killing him, and then nobody ever finds a body, and nobody ever, like, figures out what happened. And I'm pretty sure, like, most of the end of the movie is, like, the trial, and nobody can produce any evidence or anything. Pretty sure, again, fuzzy on the details, but the main character, Iggy, I think, ends up barbecuing the dude and serving him up at a restaurant to the sheriff. So, got a little dark.
Yeah, I'm, maybe there's more than one fried green tomatoes.
Oh.
This is not the movie that I thought you were talking about.
Oh. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen it for 20, 25 years. Got Kathy Bates in it. It's a great show. And I intend to watch it again sometime soon, as soon as I figure out how to watch it again. Because it was a good show. We used to watch it all the time. But anyway.
I'll have to look, see if it's on my Plex server. Get you, have to hook you up there.
I don't even know what that means, but it sounds great.
Plex is it's a software platform for organizing media, but it also has like a streaming component.
Oh.
So we had, I don't know, close to 1,000 DVDs.
Oh, wow.
That we like downloaded to the computer.
Really?
I was like trying to think of the name. We ripped them.
Okay.
Down to a hard drive, and now I can pull it up and stream it on my phone anywhere.
Really? I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that. Okay. That was your number 2, right?
Yep. Kind of went a different direction with that one, but we do not condone eating people. But
I was going to say, I haven't seen it, but I almost put Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I saw that. I haven't seen it either, but it came up when I asked ChatGPT if it had any ideas.
Yep. That one's got a little cannibalism in it, too.
Yeah.
No, my number 2, I'm going Father of the Bride.
Oh, forgot all about Father of the Bride.
I mean, he grills in the movie, but the scene that I think is the most iconic is the hot dog bun.
Yes. Tell us about it, John.
So Steve Martin, Father of the Bride.
Hilarious. If you haven't seen it, you should.
And like I didn't relate to it until I was like the husband, the like provider. Uh-huh. And he's got a point. Like some of the stuff that food groups do is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Hot dogs come in a package of 8. Hot dog buns come in a package of 12. So to buy the same number, you got to buy like a ton of them. And he is not having it in the grocery store.
He's just righteous. He like takes them out, right? And puts them back in and just takes like the half a bag or whatever.
Yeah.
He's having a bit of a nervous breakdown over how expensive the wedding is, if I remember right.
Yeah. Yeah. But he, man, Steve Martin is one of the funniest people ever.
Oh, dude. He is.
That's my number 2.
Okay.
Father of the Bride.
Number 1.
I'm worried we have the same one.
I'm also a little worried, but if we do, that's fine, because it's a great one. Mine is Waterboy.
We do not have the same one.
All right, good. So Waterboy, Adam Sandler. Are you into Adam Sandler? You hate stupid comedy. Are you not into Adam Sandler?
My number 1 is also an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I feel better about that. So, Waterboy, great show. Also, Kathy Bates, by the way, is his mom.
Oh yeah,
yeah, a little connection there. But
my mama said my mama said.
I just rewatched this scene, and it's the one where so him and he takes Vicky Valancourt to a barbecue at his mom's house, and she is grilled up like mini alligators. They're just like black and char. I mean, I'm sure they're fake, but she's just like handing people mini alligators to put on their plates. She cooks a lot of funny stuff in that show because she's just like a backwoods. Yeah. Well, technically, Coach, a snake don't have pods, but I would say his knee. Anyway, I just watched. He's playing football. He doesn't want his mom to know because she thinks everything's the devil. And he's got a big black eye. And she just goes, did they ever catch that gorilla would escape from the zoo and punched you in the eye? No, Mama. The search continues. It's a great show. If you have not seen Waterboy, I would recommend that. However, maybe don't watch it with your kids because I can't remember if there's... Seems like there's a couple scenes that might get a little sketchy.
There's a couple scenes. As a child, they went over my head.
Yeah.
But our kids are a lot smarter than we were.
That's true. They pick up on things.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there are some great scenes in that movie.
I should rewatch. I don't think I've seen that one for a while either.
Oh.
Number one, John.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
I'm like still back on Waterboy. Like, if you've ever lived in the Deep South, like especially Louisiana, like man, there's some people like that is the bayou right there. Like that is how it is. My grandparents lived in Louisiana for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right, number one, another Adam Sandler movie.
Thank you, Adam.
Happy Gilmore.
Dude.
His happy place. Chubbs is always there, grilling burgers.
That's right.
Waving with the wooden hand. That's my number one.
I like that one. I haven't seen that one for a while
Because
either.
grilling is my happy place.
Oh, absolutely.
Another
That's
movie you
awesome.
probably shouldn't watch with your kid.
Yeah,
But
I haven't seen that one for a while. That has Claire from Modern Family, though.
It
in
does.
her early years.
yeah, and the Mista lady.
Mista, get this off of me.
Hey, you know the Mista lady? I think I just killed her.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's funny. Haley can quote, like, almost that entire movie.
Really?
Yes.
Haley doesn't strike me as the kind that would enjoy that.
No, her brothers loved that movie.
We used to watch that. I mean, man, we'd watch and quote it from the time I was like 10 to college. And now even, I still quote it.
Hey, Chubbs, you remember that alligator that got your hand?
I got his head. Oh, man. Well, I feel like, John, people have gotten an insight into our personalities a little bit based on the movies that we chose.
Were any other movies that were on your list that didn't make the list?
Yes. Forrest Gump. I had Forrest Gump.
I haven't watched that movie in, again, like 20 years.
I just rewatched it like this year. Quite enjoy it. It's a great movie. But, I mean, him and Bubba are always talking about shrimp stew, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp salad. But it seems like, and I cannot find it, but it seems like when they first get to Vietnam, the soldiers are all in camp there, and they're like grilling steaks and just kind of trying to enjoy their time and stuff. It just kind of made me think of that. But I tried to find that scene and I couldn't find it, so it might just be in my head. But what about you?
Godfather. It starts, and it's not really a true barbecue. It's a wedding party.
Yeah.
But they're outside in the backyard.
Yeah. Probably eating Italian food, but it's basically a barbecue.
Yeah. So I left that one off the list because I felt like it was more of a stretch than The Lion King.
I love The Godfather now.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
It's a great show.
That was on there. I also had The Emperor's New Groove for a Disney movie.
We just watched that.
We did.
Yeah.
So there are a couple scenes.
Oh, that's right. When Kronk's working the grill at the restaurant.
Yeah. So when Kronk's working the grill, there's also one where they're like trying to start a fire and.
Yeah. That's right.
So, anything else? Any other good ones?
Oh, shoot. I think I've hit all the ones that I was thinking of.
I have one last zinger that Haley suggested.
Oh, Yikes.
The Empire Strikes Back. Or no, not The Empire Strikes Back. The Return of the Jedi.
Oh, at the very end?
She went a little darker.
Oh, dear.
When they were getting ready to like roast Luke over the spit, the Ewoks, when they were ready to sacrifice him for C-3PO.
That's right. Oh, wow.
That was the one she brought up. But yes, at the end, they actually have a barbecue.
And probably sacrifice something else, I bet.
God.
Gross.
Anyways.
So, the moral of the story is barbecue and movies is a wonderful combination. I bet you could look at any successful movie and probably find some scene that relates back. Maybe stretch, but I bet you could find some scene where they're gathered together eating.
Yep.
And that's when the conversations take place or something.
Food, man.
Yeah.
It's what brings us together.
Indeed. It's what brings us together today.
Yeah, and if you get together and there's not food, like, you're doing it wrong.
Absolutely.
That's the worst. You show up to something thinking there's going to be food and there's nothing.
Or even if there is something, it's like snacks or appetizers.
Cucumber sandwiches.
Boo. Boo. Have you seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Yes.
That's what that made me think of. You like healthy cucumber sandwiches? He cooks a rack of lamb in that one.
He does.
And they go to his parents and have a barbecue while they play BS. So,
Bo.
I feel like we could do an entire episode of just picking a movie and finding the barbecue reference in it.
I like it.
Stand by for something in the vault, I think.
Until next time. I'm John.
I'm Mike.
This is Fat Guys with Smokers. Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.